She was at the gate every visiting day. When he lost everything, she worked double shifts without complaining. When his own family stopped calling, she never missed a single day. Nobody stays like that, unless God told them to. This is the story of Rachel, the woman who stayed. His name was Daniel, 40 years old, a businessman with a reputation. He had spent 20 years building. Then, in one season, everything unraveled. A business partner who had been quietly committing fraud under Daniel's name. By the time it was discovered, Daniel was arrested alongside him. The courts took 2 years to clear his name fully, but the damage was already done. His business was gone, his reputation destroyed, his friends disappeared, the way people do. When association becomes expensive, his own mother called once, in the first month, then stopped. His brother sent a text that said, "I can't be part of this right now." He never sent another. Daniel sat in a prison cell, waiting for justice, with one constant: Rachel. Every visiting day, every phone call, every letter. She never came with complaints, never came with pressure, never once said, "I told you so." She came with food he liked, updates about home, and a quiet certainty that God had not forgotten them. "I don't know how you do this," Daniel told her once. Through the prison glass, Rachel looked at him steadily. "I made a vow," she said simply, "not to you, to God. And God hasn't changed his mind about us, so neither have I." What nobody saw was what Rachel carried alone. The mortgage she covered, on a salary that was never meant to cover it alone. The school meetings she attended for their 2 children, where she smiled and said their father is away for work because they were too young to carry the full truth yet. The Sunday mornings, she sat in church, in the same seat they used to share, and worshipped a God she was choosing to trust, even when trust felt expensive. People at church were kind, but kindness and presence are different things. Nobody sat with her in the hard hours. Nobody called at midnight, when the weight of it became too much to lie down with. She carried it, alone, and she kept going, not because she was strong, because she had decided that her marriage was worth more than her comfort, and that God's faithfulness was bigger than Daniel's failure. 2 years after his release, Daniel stood at a podium in front of 500 people, restored, rebuilt, a different man from the one who had walked into that courtroom. He spoke about failure, about shame, about the silence of people you thought would stay, and then he stopped. He looked across the room, to the front row. Rachel was sitting there. In the blue dress, she always wore 2 things that mattered. She didn't know what was coming. Daniel's voice changed. "There is one person in this room," he said quietly, "who never left. Not for one single day. Not when I deserved it. Not when I didn't. She stayed because of who God called her to be, not because of who I was." The room turned. 500 faces, looking at a woman who had simply loved her husband through the worst of him. Rachel's hand went to her mouth. She hadn't known he was going to say that. Loyalty, like Rachel's, doesn't make the news. It doesn't trend. It doesn't go viral. It just shows up. Visiting day after visiting day. Double shift after double shift. Sunday after Sunday. Quietly, consistently.